Welcome to our meeting this morning. Let's all rise and pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, welcome everyone this morning. The agenda for this part of our meeting today is not too long, so we can move on quickly. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes of our last meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the September 3rd meeting. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Next item of business is a hearing for the 2026 budget. That is the budget that's still in work somewhat, but pretty much finalized. It will not be approval today. There will be a hearing at our meeting on the 16th. And in case you haven't noticed, we had to change the date of our workshop, the Commissioner Council workshop, to the 16th. We will have a hearing then, but we'll have approval of the 2026 budget. At least that's, hopefully we'll be ready to get it done. So, to start this hearing, does anyone wish to speak about the 2026 budget at this point? If not, do we have a motion to close the hearing?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. So Ron, do we have to do anything else? That takes care of the budget for this,
For today.
for today, until we work on it later in Finance Committee.
Yeah.
Is the sheriff here? The sheriff is on the agenda to talk about the commissary report. Let's proceed then with the commissioner's comments. Steve.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't have a sheet in front of me this morning. I just got off vacation, so try not to ruin it real quickly. Just a couple of updates on some of the projects. The west parking lot lights, they've started that project. The meter base has been set. They're running electric power. They'll start replacing the overhead lights this week. The courthouse front entrance, as you know, they've moved to this side of the street. Started moving bricks and putting down the sidewalk from the north part of the annex to the public sidewalk. And the Proxcard lock system is in progress as usual. Once they got into the courthouse and that old building, run into some connectivity issues and running wire through the 3-foot thick limestone. But all but 3 doors, there's 3 doors still yet to be fitted with the Prox lock system. We've got all the cards put out with the exception of you folks. And then we'll start taking photographs in the next week or so. It's running into open enrollment. We're all crunched for time, but the Proxcard lock system, I hope, will be done this week. And then the commissioners will be considering the courthouse security entrance contract this week at their meeting. And we have met with another project that'll show up on your list here will be the system inside this room here. We did meet with a local contractor. He's made a couple of proposals, and I think he is scheduled to look at this after he gets back on vacation. October 16th is when he'll start. Any questions on the list? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Jeff?
I don't really have anything new, but I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
This is getting scary. I know this is the second time.
If there are none, I'll yield the balance of my time to Sheriff Reddick.
Sheriff?
Good morning.
Good morning.
The only thing I have for council this morning is to present the third quarter jail commissary fund report. And if you don't mind, I'll bring copies up unless unless the copies I emailed you were sufficient.
Sufficient for me. Copy it.
Awesome. Does anybody have any questions about?
So has the change in the phone revenue changed yet, or is that coming?
It's coming.
When will that happen?
I don't remember the exact date, to be honest, but I foresee that having a significant impact on the income for the commissary fund. I am looking at different strategies to help balance that, but I haven't come up with anything good yet.
Other questions of the sheriff on commissary? We'll be meeting with you in the finance committee in a little bit. Is any other questions on anything other than finance or the budget stuff for the sheriff while he's here? Thank you, Randy.
Thank you.
Is there any other business to come forth to the council meeting as such?
I do. There's a project update sheet before you for council and commissioners. That is the emergency communications project update, finance report. I think the last we reported was back in April. Since then, the 2 towers have been built, the infrastructure has been delivered, and electrical work is being finalized, and then they'll begin connecting all the radio equipment most likely next week, and we'll be able to move towards completion of that part of the project. Ron has finalized all of the interlocal agreements for all of the outlying entities that the subscriber equipment will be transferred to, the ownership, maintenance, and responsibilities. And Matthew and I begin meeting with town boards and township boards. I think the first 2 are tonight. So once they approve those interlocal agreements, those will come back to commissioners and council for approval. I anticipate that we'll let those sprinkle in and not handle all those at one time, unless you tell me if we can do a blanket approval or if we need to approve each one individually. But those will probably, we'll see the first of those at that workshop. So it's still our goal to be in training and testing yet the 4th quarter, and then move to transition after the first of the year. So if you have any questions about that financial report, I'd be more than happy to answer.
So do you anticipate that the expenses are going to come out as projected, more or less?
One of the areas is less already. If you recall, back in December, we transferred the $99,000 in contingency, and then a little over $60,000 out of my contract that we thought that we wouldn't need to spend from the county's perspective. Those monies were redirected to balance the ARPA funds at the end of 24. We know that contingency is probably not going to be the $99,000, and I really don't expect us to burn into all of that additional $60,000 for the RSS contract either. So yes, we anticipate coming in way under budget.
Great, because that's a sizable number.
Yes.
Any questions of Barry on that project? When do you look for the whole project to be completed?
First quarter of 26. We have to train every firefighter in the county on the new system. They're transitioning from the traditional VHF over to the computer on their hip, so there's a lot of technology there, so we have to do intensive training for those firefighters.
Any other business to come forth? Motion to adjourn our...
So moved.
Second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.